Hi guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. Wake up to walk. It's Des here, ready to attack the day. I'm out and about, continuing my journey along the Robin Hood Way, which starts at Nottingham Castle, weaves up through Nottinghamshire, 112 miles later, finishing at the major oak in Sherwood Forest. I think it's leg 8 now, and again, I'm enjoying a real great start to the day. Absolutely amazing. Having started somewhere over there, about 2 miles away. I've done about 2 miles already. Do you know, at Blideff Bottoms in the tall trees, which I shown you last week. So much to be said for those. Didn't realise how much they kind of did for the soul. Real fine they were. I've climbed up the hill, and behind me at the top of the hill is Blideff Village. And rather bizarrely, I found the first real sort of reference to Robin Hood, but it's not actually on the route. As you get into Blideff Village, you drop back down into these fields. Just behind me, at top of the hill, is St Mary's Church, the believed burial place of Will Scarlett. Anybody who knows the tales of Robin Hood will understand his significance. If not, do check it out. I have actually just visited it, even though it wasn't on the route. It's about 300 yards out the way. The reason it's probably not is the busy roads, and I did try to start the video from the exact burial place. There is a picture at the end of the grave marker, but getting back onto the road, it was really busy and really narrow path, so I was a little bit nervous and it wasn't coming out very well. But anyway, a real reference there to Robin Hood, not just a couple of signs that suggest that we're in Sherwood Forest, but now we are kind of deep in Sherwood Forest, and despite the fact that those tall trees have disappeared, we're in a really sort of agricultural part of the county. Blideff itself is known for its farming. First reference was in the Domesday Book, like most things, in 1086, where it was a village sort of based on 20 farms, I believe, and it's always been used for that. I guess the hilly sort of nature of it sort of lends itself to that as well. More recently, of course, like many places in Nottinghamshire, Blideff has been a pit village. Sort of everyday life was built around the colliery. That closed in 1989, and it's just become a really nice place now, do you know, where people go about the business. Do you know, 5 miles east of Mansfield, about 12 miles northeast of Nottingham. So it's a really nice place, and somewhere I don't actually know that well. I've become more aware of it. This is basically 2 miles from where Kay, my partner, sort of grew up. So I am aware of it, although seeing it this sort of intensely, seeing it firsthand is something new to me. Just walking across a real boggy field at the moment, so just have to be careful. But yeah, really enjoying getting out. You know, it's that first bit of the walk was really tough this morning, but it's really got the endorphins flowing. And I realised last week, whilst I talk about sort of using this to attack the day and make the absolute most of the rest of the day, do you know, normally what I do is jump straight onto the video and then try and enjoy my walk. But I realised last week that if I do a little bit of walking before, it can even help me sort of with the video. It helps me sort of clear my thoughts and process my thinking, and hopefully it can be a little bit more concise. I really enjoyed the video last week. If you've not seen it, check back. Whilst I always say I'm not trained or not always that confident of the output, I'm really pleased with the way it turned out, and kind of highlights what I'm saying, doesn't it, about using a walk. And I always talk about, even if you can't do something like this, getting out for 5 or 10 minutes. Do you know, those 5, 10, 15 minutes I used last week, and I've done exactly the same today, to sort of bring myself around, to get myself into what I'm doing, get sort of used to my surroundings. You know, really helped sort of make me realise that it definitely does work. Whilst I'm encouraging it to people who aren't active, and of course that's the real reason for doing this kind of thing, is trying to encourage people to be that little bit more active, you know, it definitely does work. Even for someone like myself who knows after, like when I get deep into a walk or deep into my activity, I tend to do a lot of miles, whether it's running or walking, you know, even those short sort of bursts, get the endorphins flowing, get the thought processes working, you know, get you sort of really into things. And it was just, I just thought I'd highlight that because it's really important in what I'm doing, but it's really important to sort of re-emphasize to people that wherever you are, whatever you're doing, it's just an opportunity to start with the right intention and purpose, get out there and really enjoy your surroundings, you know, and it can make so much difference in the short term, like I've just said, in the medium term, sort of over the next day or so, but in the long term as well. And for myself, I've really sort of needed it today. I say that every week, but that's what busy weeks do, don't they? They sort of climb up on top of you. Whilst it's been really, really exciting, looking back over the last 7 days, you know, I've been really sort of keen and enthusiastic about the in-person running groups coming back. It's what I live for, you know, encouraging activity, inviting people to get involved as a community. But it's kind of taking its toll as well. Not that I regret it, not that I'd ever any other way, but it does take its toll a little bit. It does sort of build up, you know, all that excitement and that release when we got back together on Wednesday and it went so well, you know. And then don't want to get emotional about it because I'm definitely not, but it's kind of, it feels a bit emotional. It felt a bit emotional. It felt like we'd left something behind us. I touched on one of the videos earlier in the week that when we did meet in person, when we were doing our activity, you know, everybody forgot about the last 14 months. Sorry, something just got my leg. Everybody forgot about the last 14 months and COVID and all those worries and concerns, and it just felt like we was doing what we do best, you know, and that's really important. But for me personally, there's a lot go into it, a lot of hard work, you know, a lot of stress, almost nice stress, but a lot of stress. So it's kind of caught up with me. I felt really, really sort of tired yesterday. Really sort of thought to myself, right, now I need a break. And having this on a Friday morning is the perfect break. Whilst I'm doing more activity, you know, like I say, it gets those endorphins flowing. Sorry, I'm just at a key. Gets those endorphins flowing, gets me some time on my own to enjoy my surroundings, you know, to enjoy myself, you know, because that's important too, isn't it? It's really, really important. I'm just going to show you around me actually before I go any further. Absolutely stunning. It's really important to make the most of it. And with the sun being out, you know, is summer finally starting towards the back end of May? It's just amazing to be out in this kind of environment, learning new things, doing something for myself, but also trying to sort of maintain that message of encouraging activity and involvement wherever you can. So it's kind of how my week's been, really. Lots of intense thought gone into enjoying the things I do, but right now it's the time to reflect, tick it off. Do you know, it went really well, really pleased with that, but also sort of realise that to do it well again, you know, I need to do some of the things that I've done throughout the last 14 months. You know, this is definitely one of them. This is a real highlight in my week. You know, it's been something to look forward to because of what I'm doing in terms of the trek, but also it's something to look forward to in terms of the fact I get so much from it. I really enjoy what I'm doing, you know, and it gives me opportunity then just to sort of rethink the weekend rather than go into it feeling tired and stressed and sort of get to Saturday and then before you know it, it's Sunday and you're starting to click back into work mode. What it does for me is it lets me switch off from the week now. This time in the morning, you know, I've got a few jobs to do, as most people have on a Friday. You can't just switch off too early, but I can kind of do those feeling a bit better about everything, feeling a bit better about myself, feeling a little bit more refreshed, and then I get a real opportunity to enjoy the weekend. Of course, I'll attack that with plenty more activity, plenty more walking. Love to get out for a run right now, but that's still not quite happening. So that's still a frustration, and again, another reason for me to do whatever I can. I always talk about making the most and enjoying what we're doing, you know, and that's all I'm doing here. I'm finding a way to make it happen. You know, this is stunning. There's nobody around me for miles and miles. I'm walking through an open field, and what that does, again, like those trees last week, is you can't, if you could bottle it and take it away, you know, you won't be going very far wrong. It does so much to keep you on top of things, you know. And the last thing I wanted this week was to almost feel like everything had been a labour of love, you know. Whilst I do love it, you know, of course these things can sort of creep up on us, and you can sometimes lose a bit of enthusiasm. You know, I don't think I'll ever do that, because now I take this opportunity to take a step back, you know, from everything, from work, from life, from everybody else. You know, whilst I love people and getting people involved, it's an opportunity to step back and really enjoy what I'm doing. You know, and I can't emphasize enough how important that is. That's the kind of message today, guys. It's just reinforcing that message. I probably do it every single day, but the realization this morning that by not jumping straight onto the video, giving myself time to think, you know, and taking my surroundings, you know, just sort of reinforces the message to me that even a short walk, you know, can make so much difference, even for the least active. Sorry, I'm just going through a gate again. Even for the least active, you know, it can do so much. Just look at this behind me. I've got my own little pathway walking through the grass. Absolutely stunning, you know, incredible. I'm coming towards the end of today's walk. I've probably done about 2.5 miles now. Probably, well, a little bit more, I guess, 3, just over 3. So another few miles ticked off. Looking forward to sort of getting cracking on, you know. Bizarrely, I start heading back down towards Papelwick, somewhere I was about 10 miles ago. And then, even more bizarrely, I come back across the top, not far from where the church was, in another 10-15 miles time. So I mentioned there it weaves up and down and across, but I absolutely understand why now. It's absolutely stunning. It takes in some amazing parts of Nottinghamshire. Somebody who's really proud of where they're from, you know, I'm getting so much from this, you know. Even with all those other things, I just kind of walk around with my shoulders out and my head up, you know, really looking at things. We can be a little bit guilty sometimes, can't we, when we're on our own doorstep, of rushing around, walking around with our head down and not noticing. I mentioned right on week 1 of this walk in Nottingham City, I noticed a couple of buildings because I actually picked my head up, and I thought, wow, they're amazing. And until you do that, until you give yourself that opportunity to take a little bit time out to enjoy the things you know you enjoy, but to get even more from them, you won't get as much from it, if that makes sense. I'm sure it does. I'm sure there's a message in there somewhere. But that's all I'm saying, guys. It's just so important to use such things as getting up half an hour early, you know, getting out at lunchtime, getting out in the evening to get out for a walk. Whilst I absolutely love it in the morning, you know, it's got to be whatever works for you as well. But the important thing is the exercise and the activity, you know, and getting those endorphins flowing can do so much. Next week, I'm looking to get up early every day and walk, and that's going to start on Monday. Do you know, I've invited some friends to join me, and I'm revisiting the first 17 miles of this actual walk. You know, it's bank holiday, so I've got some more time. And I think that's important for me, as well as sort of creating a great sort of team effort. It's important for me to go back and look without the pressures of filming, doing DOdaily, you know, and to take it in again. Because sometimes it's kind of been the recurring message through this video. We can just forget very quickly and move on. You know, and I don't want to. I've really enjoyed it to this point. I want to sort of see it again, show other people, you know, try and inspire other people. That's what it's about, isn't it? That's all DOdaily is about. That's all I'm trying to do, is encourage and inspire people to get involved. So on Bank Holiday Monday, looking to do the first 17 miles. Can't wait for that. But I'm also going to get up early all week. This works for me on a Friday. I quite often get up early on a Thursday. Been trying to almost work it back because I do struggle to get up. Struggle with sleep a little bit. But when I do this, I don't. So I've got to make that real big effort, push on the best I can, you know, to stay on top of things the best I can. Oh, sorry. Yeah, to stop on top of things the best I can. The microphone fell off there as well. Yeah, so have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy what you do. You know, if you can get out somewhere, enjoy the fantastic bank holiday weather. How often can we say that? It's not an opportunity to miss. Get out there, enjoy everything you do. Do it with a smile on your face. Do it with some sun on your face. Until Monday, I'm sure I'll have plenty to say about that walk and coming together as a group again to do it. Hopefully, it'll offer plenty of money motivation. But until then, just doing it.